Hello everyone, this is my chemistry channel. In this video, we are going to discuss about aromaticity of the aromatic compounds. As we know that aromatic compounds are highly stable compounds. When we say the example for aromatic compounds, benzene. Benzene is a highly stable aromatic compounds than the other compounds. Because it is cyclic planar molecule, it has extended conjugation and it obeys 4n plus 2 pi rule. That's why benzene is a perfect aromaticity. For example for perfect aromaticity. Aromatic compounds are derivative of benzene molecules. Many of the aromatic compounds are come from benzene molecules. That's why the aromaticity is extended over other molecules also. Aromatic compounds are not only benzene and its derivatives. There are some other compounds are called aromatic. Say example, benzene and its compounds, benzene derivatives and heterocyclic compounds and polycyclic hydrocarbons. And this and all example for aromatic compounds. Majority aromatic compounds are classified into two types. First one is benzenoid. Second one is non-benzenoid compounds. Benzenoid compounds are, it has ring in the structure. But non-benzenoid compounds does not contain any ring, but it has aromatic behavior. So these are the major classification of aromatic compounds. Let's see the examples. So what is this? This is the benzene structure. This is the example for aromatic compound. This is naphthalene. It is a polycyclic hydrocarbon. The two rings are fused together. This is heterocyclic compound. Pyridine. This is phenol, derivative of benzene. Okay, so let's go into the topic. Mainly in this video, we're going to discuss the aromatic and anti-aromatic and non-aromatic categories. First, we will see aromatic. Aromatic compounds. There are four conditions have to be fulfilled by the compound. The first condition is, if the compound want to be aromatic, it should obey the following conditions. First one is, the compound must be cyclic. And the second one is, the molecule should be a planar molecule. And third condition is, it have extended of conjugation. Extended conjugation in the molecule. What is extended conjugation? The system must have alternate single and double bonds. So the single and double bonds will undergo the continuous delocalization and makes resonance. This is called extended conjugation. And fourth one is, it should obey the Haeckel's rule. What is Haeckel's rule? It is 4n plus 2 pi. Here n is the number of pi bond. If you put n equal to 0, it has 2 pi electron. If you put n equal to 1, six pi electron. If you put n equal 3, 10 pi electron. If you put n equal to 3, it has 14 pi electron. When n equal to 5, it's 22 pi electrons as O's. So these are the conditions or criteria for the molecule should be aromatic. The first one is cyclic, planar, and it has extended conjugation and should obey the 4n plus 2 pi rule. Let's see with the example. Take this simple aromatic molecule Y. This is called benzene. Why benzene is called aromatic? The first one is the condition. We should follow the condition. The first condition is the benzene is a cyclic molecule and it is a planar molecule. It's a planar molecule. And third one is it has alternate single and double bonds. That is, alternate single and double bonds in the benzene will undergo delocalization and makes resonance. So it has extended conjugation and it obeys Huckel's rule. In benzene there are 3 pi bonds. Each pi bond is made up of 2 electrons. Okay, totally 3 into 2, 6 pi electrons. Okay. So if you put n equal to 1 in the Huckel's rule, 4n plus 2 pi rule, get 6 pi electrons. Here n is not a number of pi bonds. So if you put n equal to 1, you will get 6 pi electrons. So then benzene is a aromatic compound. So next see the criteria for anti-aromatic compounds. Anti-aromatic compounds are, so following some criteria, the 4 criteria. The first one is it should be a cyclic, again it should be a planar molecule and it should obey the extended conjugation and fourth one is it should obey the 4n plus pi rule. This is similar to aromatic system except this 4n plus pi rule. But all the 3 are similar to aromatic compounds. Let's see with the example. This is 4-member ring. This is a cyclobutadiene. The cyclobutadiene molecule. Again, it is a cyclic molecule and it's a planar molecule and it has alternate double and single bond, will undergo the extended conjugation and it has 2 pi bonds. Each pi bond has 2 electrons, so 2 pi into 2, 4 pi electrons. So if you put n equal to 1 in the rule, 4n pi rule, you will get 4 pi electrons. So it obey all the criteria regarding anti-aromaticity. So hence cyclobutadiene is a anti-aromatic compound. Next see the criteria for non-aromaticity. When the molecule is called non-aromatic, first one is lack of planarity. Even if the molecule is cycle, but there is no planarity. because there may be a sp3 hybridized carbon in the molecule. And second point is disruption of delocalization. Disruption of delocalization. Third point is, and third criteria is, it may obey 4n, either 4n or 4n plus 2 pi rule. So this is the three criteria for non-aromatic compounds. The first one is lack of planarity. There is a non-planar in the molecule. There is a disruption in the delocalization. It may either follow 4n or 4n plus 2 pi rule. Let's see the example. Here, this is cyclohexadiene system. Let's see the aromaticity in this molecule. In this molecule, there are 2 pi bonds. So, totally it has 4 pi electrons. It obeys 4n rule. If it obeys 4n rule, it is anti-aromatic. But this molecule is not a anti-aromatic. The reason for this, it is a cyclic molecule, but there is no planarity maintained. Here, this 2 carbon atom in the sp3 hybridization. So this 2 carbon in the sp3 hybridization. So here there is no proper delocalization takes place. The delocalization is disrupted here. That is, the delocalization is disturbed here. Hence the molecule lost its planarity. Hence it becomes non-aromatic molecule. Just keep it in mind, in any molecule, if the molecule consists of sp3 carbon, then the compound is non-aromatic, because there is no proper delocalization. Hence the compound become non-aromatic. Next, see the stability of these compounds. Stability of compounds. To study the stability of these compounds, we have to use the energy level diagram. Potential energy diagram. For this, the aromatic compounds fallen below, then homoaromatic, then non-aromatic, then anti-aromatic. Here the aromatic compounds have least energy. So you want to keep in mind, as like molecular orbital theory, the bonding molecular orbital, then non-bonding molecular orbital for non-aromatic, then anti-bonding molecular orbital. So here aromatic compounds have least energy, then homoaromatic and non-aromatic, then anti-aromatic. Here the anti-aromatic compounds have highest potential energy. The potential energy order for this compound is anti-aromatic, then non-aromatic, next one is homoaromatic, the least energy which is aromatic. So anti-aromatic compounds have highest energy. Because of this reason, this anti-aromatic compounds will not undergo substitution reaction very easily than the aromatic compounds. As we know it, potential energy is inversely proportional to stability. So if you see the stability of these molecules, here the aromatic compounds have higher stability than homoaromatic, non-aromatic, finally anti-aromatic compounds are least stable. So this is the order of stability of these molecules. This is the order of stability of these molecules. In next video we will see what is homoaromatic, aromatic and non-aromatic and anti-aromatic compounds with the examples. Okay, thank you. If you like this video, share my video and subscribe my channel, and make a comments in the comment box. Thank you.